Welcome aboard on the Jayhawks Sports Network. We got our technical difficulties taken care of. For those of you that have been messaging us direct saying, are you on tonight? We are proud to disappoint you that, yes, we are on tonight. Luke and I are here. I'm Nate Clayburgh. Luke Baldwin is the other voice you'll hear. Anthony Baugh is on the Magic Suitcase tonight. Eric Clark running camera. But we are set tonight. Luke, do you want to go through the starting lineups?
Absolutely. AWGSR Cougars. Number 10, a senior guard, Carissa Lippert. Number 12, a senior forward/guard, Caitlin Coop. 32, a senior forward, Ava Olson. Number 40, junior forward/guard, Trevin Smith. And number 44, a junior center/forward, Josie Cooper. For your Jesup J-Hawks, we've got number 2, a junior guard, Peyton Youngblood. Number 5, junior forward, Sage Bain. Number 10, junior guard, Peyton Bowes. Number 23, junior center, Olivia Nesbitt. And number 32, senior guard, Adriana Bolden.
Well, we are underway here in Jesup tonight as Jesup coming in with a record of 8-2 overall, 2-0 in conference play. I think this has been, I got to look back here, lost last night to Grundy Center, so this is in the record. 8-2 overall, 2-0. Losing the last two they played, right, one before Christmas and one coming out of the new year. AWGSR coming in a record of 6-2, 3-0 overall in the North Iowa Cedar West. Jesup 2-0 in the North Iowa Cedar East. Talking quickly to head coach Jordan Conrad before coming up to our upper patio. They lost to Wapsie early on, lost handingly to Dyke New Hartford, but in turn they had a victory over Gladbrook Rhinebeck. So I think AWGSR is still figuring out who they are, and you've got some teams down there, but you got some size. It looks like they got some speed and they've got some height that could have an impact with Jesup.
Really nice feed by Olivia Nesbitt to Adriana Bolden. Couldn't get the roll there, but yeah, Nate, you're absolutely right. And frankly, the Jesup Jayhawks, they're still trying to figure themselves out. You know, they, as you mentioned, they lost. It really wasn't a close one before Christmas there to West Delaware, and then last night they dropped another one to Grundy Center. Both of those teams. Jesup is much closer than both of those teams, than the score would allude, but just didn't play real well in either one of them. So I'm hoping they come out tonight with a little more sense of urgency and play a little bit more like we're accustomed to see the Jesup Jayhawks play.
Yeah, losing last night over at Grundy Center 50-32, and I think we thought that was going to be a tighter game than it actually ended up being, but just in talking to some people that were able to watch it, you saw it online, they just maybe struggled to gel out of the gates, and it just and got behind.
Just kind of snowballed on them, and credit Grundy, man. They've got some absolute marksmen as women as shooters.
Whatever you decide to do.
Yeah, whatever we're calling them.
Yeah.
They were knocking down just 3 after 3, and that makes a big difference over the course of a game. Nice defense by Adriana Bolden, getting in the passing lane there. She's going to kick it out to Peyton Youngblood. Looks at a 3, passes it around. Peyton Bowes will pop that, and boy, that was close. I thought that was nothing but net, but bounced out. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the score, but finish your thought there.
I was going to say rebound AWGSR, but that's going to stick with Jesup. There was a foul, I believe, or did they call that a jump ball? Jump ball.
Rebound down low, pulled it down with Cooper. Again, Josie Cooper, just a junior center forward, position 6'2". She's a presence down low inside that paint, and she can make it happen offensively and defensively as she puts that up, and Nesbitt gives up the foul, and she will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, she's a tough guard there. I mean, we've got Olivia Nesbitt, who is 6'1", somewhere in that ballpark, but there's a bit of a size difference between those two, and Olivia's going to have to play real physical tonight, both on defense and offense.
And welcome online on the Jesup Jayhawks Sports Network on Facebook and also on YouTube. Whether you're following the Cougars or the Jayhawks, we welcome you aboard.
Nice drive.
And Adriana Bolden, low senior on this team with a missed shot. She'll get back on defense quickly.
Got to use that board, Adriana. That's what it's there for. Hey, a quick shout out to Adriana, by the way, as she gets the steal. Congratulations to Adriana if she happens to watch this at some point. Committed to Central College this week, and she will play basketball for them. And their mascot is completely the Central. I'm drawing a blank on what the Dutch, the Flying Dutch, maybe. Or wait, that's from
that's a Pirates movie. Yeah. They're not the Dutch, but they're known, down there. You got some Dutch letters. Those are good too.
Yes, so the Central Dutch. Yeah. She's going to go play basketball for them, so that's great. I love it when we see our athletes moving on to the next level, competing at the next level. So again, congrats to Adriana. You put in a lot of time and effort to this game, and it's paying off.
Olivia Nesbitt with her second three-pointer we saw.
Peyton Youngblood exits the game, and Jaden Bowes enters. Jaden, one of the twins. First there's Peyton Bowes, the junior, then Jaden and Emma are the sophomores. Man, Adriana just can't get the love from the short game here early on. She'll get that squared away.
Yeah, and Jaden has been maybe third or fourth off the bench in some of these other games. So Coach Conrad mixing up some of his substitutions here.
Yeah, in fact, now we're going to see Kelly Weber.
Let's go Peyton Weber.
Peyton Weber. Peyton Weber in for Sage Bain. Man, when's the last time we were up here, Nate?
It was before Christmas, yes. But, just to help you out a little bit, Luke, if you say it's a Bowes or a Peyton, you got a pretty good odds that you're accurate with that.
That's true.
Nesbitt, another outside, hits the rim, comes out of bounds. Looks like it came off the Cougars.
Stay here, yeah. Back to Jaden, though. That's a kid who, and I've said this previously, she, and I hope I can say this without offending either one of the other Bows, she is the one of the three Bows that surprised me the most this year. Emma played a lot of varsity last year, and of course, Peyton has been playing varsity for all 3 years now. But Jaden came on a little bit later, but man, she has probably taken the biggest 1 year stride, in my opinion, from where she was to where she is now. And she's providing really quality minutes and a fun kid to watch play.
9-4 is the score, 8 points for Olivia Nesbitt, the junior on this team, and Bolden with that one free throw. And you can see Jesup mixing up how they're playing defense here and a little more aggressiveness, but they've got to find an answer for Cooper.
Yep. We got a shot clock that doesn't want to reset.
A little clock malfunction.
I've run that a few times, and the guys down there did exactly what I do when something like that happens. I just point at the box like, I don't know. It's not me. It's the box.
You just throw it down on the ground?
Yeah.
Just stop on it.
I don't know where they went. Oh, Nate.
Oh, we got I wonder what you're doing dancing around.
Marples, courtesy of Rhoda Baldwin.
Okay.
We talked about them up here.
Okay.
And
we'll get a chance here at the break, and we'll flip on the camera up here, and you guys get a chance of what that actually looks like.
Yeah, we got another bag for the season.
I assume the camera works, Anthony, or not. The Gremlins over Christmas killed our audio board, and now we got to see what's happening. So if you're wondering, and we got some of the messages of are you guys on tonight, and our audio board just didn't want to work. It was plugged in and everything. And we did what we were supposed to do. We unplugged it and plugged it back in. That's all you're supposed to do.
Right. That's what the customer support people tell you, right? Leave it to
you reboot it.
Leave it to Anthony to have just an extra soundboard in his bag of tricks over there, though. And this one seems like it's about 4 times the size and power as the other one. I don't know if that means it's better or
Well,
newer or older?
It's hard to say. You
better.
probably have at least one more sitting around somewhere. Yeah. So if we get in another bind. 3:36 to go here in the first quarter. Here on the Jayhawks Sports Network. Jesup Basketball looking to make a rebound.
Man, she had Adriana on the baseline there.
A rebound figuratively from 2 losses over Grundy Center last night with the boys and the girls.
Yeah, it was a tough night all the way around, Nate. And then our
and that's a long trip home from Grundy Center with a loss.
Yeah, and then our wrestlers took an L over at Wapsie last night. Not against Wapsie, but against Union. Quality wrestling program, but we've gotten so used to seeing that team win that when they lose, it was a blow, man. I was like, oh no, but I think we got to keep things.
Well, you can
in
say
perspective.
That, you can say it as well as our girls team and boys. They're still trying to figure some things out there, but there's been some consistency. And but last night, we'll talk about this in the boys game. It seemed to be they had a pretty good answer of how to defend Jack Miller last night.
Yeah, they did. They had a guy locked on him from start to finish. His sole responsibility was to be in Jack Miller's face, and that's really how you got to guard a guy like that. They don't worry about anything else but that person, Jack Miller in this case.
3:06 to go. Girls in action tonight against AWGSR. There's a corner shot from Emma Bose. That one doesn't fall.
Real quick back to wrestling, though. I think that really speaks highly of the program, though, when you're to a point where you do expect to win. That means your program hasn't arrived, but it's at a good place when you and your fans expect a win. So,
but how easily that can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're on that team end of it, you can maybe get in your mindset of, we're good. Yeah. We're doing good, but you can't let your guard down. You got to keep after it, especially as you get to this point of the season.
Yeah.
Down with Emma Bose, sees a 3, going to come baseline. Off the board, high end, no good. Rebound back to the visitors.
Jesup just getting in the paint at will, but cannot get those what should be easy ones to fall. Nice defense. Emma Zabel comes up with the ball. Do you have a good Christmas, Nate?
It was pretty, it was good. Laid low. Didn't have to do much traveling, if anything.
3-pointer for Peyton Bose. Yeah, same here. We hosted a couple of them. Hosted Carrie's family. Hosted my parents. Had my brother-in-law Joe at the house. Joe, Nate, I think.
Oh yeah. I heard he likes to make deals with Mountain Dew in parking lots. That's the best story I've heard from him. That's what when I hear Joe, that's what I think of.
That's Joe.
Things he will do to get Mountain Dew.
Joe in a nutshell, really.
Yeah.
But we've been known to be called Dumb and Dumber by our wives.
And as the night goes along, it gets a little more that way, I'm sure.
Yeah. Jesup really doing a nice job with their defense here. Traps all over the court. I was going to say previously, Adriana Bolden is no longer on the court at the moment, but that's a kid who has come so far with her defense. She's constantly got hands in there. She's on the ground all the time, which is the sign of somebody who's working hard for you, and that'll serve her well over the next several years at Central. Sage Bain, Peyton Youngblood back into the game for the Jayhawks. Peyton with the fake, drives into the center, but turns it over.
Up off that board. She keeps after it. Cooper now with 8 points. Slowed her down a little bit. Actually with 10 points total.
Now it's AWGSR with the defensive effort.
Far side, Lippert comes baseline. Zabel, who's in there now, along with Youngblood and Emma.
Nice.
As
decision.
well as Jaden Bose.
Nice decision by Peyton Youngblood to pull that thing up, set it up a bit.
Sage Bain also in there for Jesup.
Nice pass.
Working the paint, Jaden high off the board, and it's going to land back on the defensive rebound for Olsen and AGWSR to have.
That was a really nice cut into the lane by Jaden Bowes, and great feed from her sister Emma. But those are the shots that we got to have and just haven't been dropping. They weren't dropping for us last night either, so I don't know if we're in a little bit of a funk.
Yeah, and if you remember a conversation we had with Joe Smines, I don't know if it was, must have been that Friday night game we had him up here, and when you talk about the losses that the boys team has had, and the stats that they were as far as steals and rebounds and even their field goal percentage, but they would struggle when they. He says, as a coach, what I've learned is, if the ball's not going through the hoop, you don't probably have a good chance of winning the game, no matter how well your other stats are.
Yeah, that's true story there.
Tied up here at 14. 7 seconds to go before our first period is complete. And Peyton Bowes takes a shot towards that south basket. And we are tied up at 14.
So quick first quarter for the Jayhawks and AGWSR, and can't get much closer.
Leading scorer, other side, is Cooper. She's got 10 points, and I believe we're leading with Nesbitt, who's got, I believe, 6, if not 8 points. Do we break out the MAR polls here? We got a break. Anthony, you want to? We talked about this. It's probably been 3 years, give or take. And
open one up.
Luke decided.
I'm trying to watch my calorie intake.
Well, I'm with you, but I think.
Are you?
I think tonight we can. We can partake. We can partake a little bit. These probably only about 600 calories, I would guess. But your mom, who's one of our biggest supporters here in the Jayhawks Sports Network, gave you some Christmas candy.
Yeah,
and if you want to show that on the camera.
So Santa's North Pole marshmallow poles. Although we have reduced that to marples.
I believe these are a lot smaller than they were a few years ago.
Well,
I guess with
times are changing,
with inflation and things like that. Yeah. I assume these are coming from overseas, but
tastes like it. No, I'm kidding. They're still delicious. It's marshmallow,
Trying to think. It does. It is. It's got a marshmallow sense to it. That's all right.
So anyway, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Eric and Anthony also say thank you.
A little sugary pick-me-up. Did you actually give those guys some?
Yeah.
All right. AGWSR fans are like, what is going on? Who are these guys? The Jayhawk fans are like, yep, here we go again.
I think that's pretty common regardless. What is going on up there?
Back in the second quarter on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Kleberg. That's Luke Baldwin. Anthony Bond, Eric Clark partaking in the MAR polls probably at halftime maybe.
Those were pretty good. Not going to lie.
I wouldn't say it's a filling treat. It just kind of tweaks your taste buds a little bit.
It's very airy and light.
I want to save some of those to maybe do some MAR s'mores this summer or something like that. Still fighting for it. 7:23 to go. Halftime, we'll talk to head boys coach Joe Smines. We'll get his response from last night's game at Grundy Center. Talk about what he expects to see from the Cougars tonight. And Wapsie Valley road trip up there on Tuesday next week.
The travel from the Jayhawks. I'm guessing Joe was probably not thrilled with what he saw last night. As you said previously, Grundy did a great job of defending us, but Jesup also not coming out with the same intensity and I don't know, pace that we've seen, prior to Christmas there. Block shot.
Yeah, Jesup struggling to get that ball where they need to get it. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Bolden really trying to attack that ball on Smith right now, spreading out this offense, and a valiant effort underneath
travel
with Nesbitt covering Cooper and forced to travel.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call that on Nesbitt. I was like, that was pretty solid, clean defense, so I'm glad to see that was a travel instead. Not that I wish a travel on anyone, even the opposing team. So Cooper is 6'2", so she is as tall as she looks up here and probably looks on your TV at home. And Nesbitt,
she looked at a shot, decides against it. That was some good decision making, but ball gets loose from Peyton Bowes.
And I don't know what Nesbitt is these days, but I gotta believe she's all of 6'1", somewhere in there.
Quick give and go. Cooper builds on her total, goes to 12 points.
Jordan wants to talk about that. He's going to call a timeout, and I think, I believe that was a 30-second timeout. I don't know if he's going to try to maybe double team Cooper, maybe drop somebody down to front her, and then have Olivia behind her.
Yeah, he's kind of working through.
He's coaching her up on that right now. That's a tough guard, though. I mean, I feel for Olivia. That's, it's one thing a coach tells you how to guard her, but you're in there trying to accomplish that, and things are sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah, and you're giving up some size there, too.
Yep.
As far as how strong I think she is. But Olivia will give it a go.
Yep.
Josie Cooper averaging 15.9 points per game, 47%. I guess she's 47% from the free throw line.
Nice drive, get in there. There you go.
Jesup back scoring again, making it a 16-16 game.
Here's the thing, Jesup, they are having no problem getting to the basket, which is crazy with Cooper in there. But Olivia, she's kind of following Olivia out to the free throw line, which opens things wide up for a drive. But up until that last drive, we had just not been able to make those.
We'll kick out. Bain has it. Bolden will look away to Nesbitt. Tries to force it in there, watching that pivot foot. Really have to get some quick passes, trying to spread that defense. Keep them going, and they're going to lose it out.
Bolden trying to lead Bowes on that a little bit, but that was past the point of anything that Bowes was going to be able to get to. We see Peyton Weber back into the game for Sage Bain. A little conversation between head coach Mike Finger and the baseline ref. I feel like this is going to end well if it continues.
Fuck, we got I'm not sure we've seen this ref crew, officiating crew this season yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those guys come and go, and sometimes I forget about them, but definitely familiar with them. Although I'm with you, I don't recall them this season.
Yeah, it's I guess it's been good to see some new faces.
Oh,
wearing the stripe. Ball gets loose. Fast break for the Cougars. Coop's going to pull back on that.
Wise decision. She had a couple of defenders there.
Now Cooper forces it. Figure of 14.
Nesbitt just getting on the wrong side of her, getting boxed out really well, and Cooper's kind of having her way right now. Kick out to Youngblood. 3, no good.
20-18. Jesup playing a little catch up here. Again, Coach Conrad kind of alluded, this team's been a little bit of a challenge to scout based on the players that have been doing well. And some of the competition and the scores have been kind of just some more lopsided than others, some tighter than others. And I imagine Jesup's a tough team to scout too, because you don't know what lineup's going to be in there, and there's not really one key player on this Jesup team that you really need to focus on.
No, with the exception of Bowes, Bowes is usually going to get her points, but heck, they help Bowes. Nice job. Nice job, Nesbitt. Olivia Nesbitt. Just fired up. There you go, girl.
You know, I feel like since you called her out here a couple of weeks ago before Christmas and you said, you know what, I feel like this is her night. You know, she needs to take those opportunities, take those shots, and I think she had 18 points or something like 15 points?
She had like 28 points.
Okay, she did.
Yeah.
So
I can assure you that was not due to anything that I said, but you're absolutely right. Ever since her night, whatever you want to call it, her big night, she's been a different player. She's taking shots that she wasn't previously taking. She's putting on the ball on the ground, going to the hoop at times that she wouldn't have previously. And shoot, I don't care if you make that or not. You need to. Olivia Nesbitt needs to be doing that.
Well, and just talk about the confidence that brings you to want to.
Yeah.
If you're having a night like that, now you're thinking, well, I could do this again.
Yeah, and
you're going to try those.
She's pulled the trigger out around the perimeter more since that night too. You know, knocking down the three. She's got one of the prettiest shots on the team. You know, between her and probably, I'd say Peyton Youngblood, not to compare everybody's shots, but those two are just really good technique, and Olivia can knock those down all night if she wants to.
Looks like we got some youth basketball at halftime. We'll have the cameras on for that while we're talking to Coach Spines. Give a chance to people to watch the younger Jayhawks on the floor. Bolden draws a foul or gets foul to her name.
It's pretty good
in
defense.
That paint and send Cooper in.
That's tough to guard. That's just a good player doing what she does.
Free throw up.
Rebound Nesbitt. Bows up the court quickly to Bolden.
Nesbitt cuts in a little bit, kick it back to Bose. Bose still with only 3 points, and she's got to lean in on that.
Well, she took a cross arm, an arm across the face, I should say there. No call, but hey, nice job by Peyton Youngblood wrapping that ball up, forcing the jump ball. It's going to stick with the Cougars.
I think it's our first jump possession tonight. Game has been tight, 22-22 now.
We did get that one.
Total.
We got that one early, Nate, but I thought it was a foul, and then I think Eric Clark corrected me. Cameraman, he's actually got his eyes open sometimes.
Oh, he is paying attention down there. That's good.
It's not often, but
Cooper with a couple missed shots, but followed it up. You've got Olsen. Olsen gets her fourth basket, or fourth point tonight. Under 3 minutes. Only one team foul apiece.
Good take.
And that missed shot from Bolden. She was wanting to get a foul called.
It's pretty clean. I mean, you're going to, especially if you're going to play at the next level, that's not going to get called there either. And I shouldn't throw that at her. I mean, this is a big deal to go play at the next level, but you got to play through that.
20 points now for the junior, Josie Cooper for the Cougars. Puts them up by 4.
Nice
Little give
pass.
inside to Bose. She's fighting some height down in there. Zabel in the game now. We've been seeing her come in. Emma Zabel as a freshman contributing. And that ball's a little downfield, out of bounds.
That was a quarterback pass.
What I'm noticing about just checking the uniforms for AWGSR, you don't really see teams all wearing the same shoes like you used to, but we're all wearing the same shoes tonight.
Back in our day, that was kind of a requirement, or at least here at Jesup. Dad was not big on individuality on the court.
I imagine not.
Which I agree with.
Did you guys all have the same haircut then growing up too?
No, but he was not a fan of long hair either.
Zabel coming right side, loses the handle, and gets taken away. There's a whistle.
Zabel trying to get the ball back, got her hand in there.
26-22.
Foul or not, you're almost going to get called for the reach on that. So Zabel will come out, Bolden will come out. We've got, let's see, Emma Bowes and Olivia Nesbitt back into the game for the Jayhawks. I haven't done a stellar job of keeping tabs on who's going in and out for the Cougars, but I don't think we've seen a whole lot of. I don't think we've seen. Goodness.
Yeah, and that's down low. Ball comes up and off the back and in for Cooper. They'll take her to 22 total, but. Coach for Mike Finger for AWGSR, they've got quite a bench. Coach Pilcher was saying to me earlier today that their numbers are pretty high for the Cougar girls team. Boys, on the other hand, that's a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, we had 8 on their JV and no fresh soft team.
We gotta get to the end of this half and make some adjustments. Try to get there without any more points on the board for AWGSR, although they've.
Now we're going to see a foul in there as Cooper just kept attacking.
Foul against Peyton Youngblood. That's her second, team third. I feel like that was a little bit of a bailout for Cooper.
And Coach Conrad just kind of probably going through his mind right now what adjustments he needs to work through them with his team at halftime.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to figure out something with Cooper because she's just getting everything at will right now.
One goes in, take her now to 24 points. She's been averaging pushing 16 per game in the last 10 seconds of the first half. We'll talk to boys coach Joe Smines here in just a little bit. Outside shot. Deep one, no good off of Nesbitt. Clock still moving. AWGSR has the defensive rebound, and that'll be it.
They gotta get after it. They're playing like the weaker team right now. They basically just gave that ball away, so I'm guessing that'll be one of Jordan's talking points at halftime as well. But I'm going to turn my headset over to Coach Spines now.
We'll go over some scoring here in a little bit based on what the girls are as they're down 30 to 22. We'll bring on head boys coach Joe Smines. And Coach, getting back after it as back-to-back games over at Grundy Center last night. And that one ending in a bit of a margin, 80 to 49. Hard to come out of break, and you want to get after some things, but that was a team that gave you a go right out of the start.
Yeah, that's one of those games, when the schedule was, finalized, whatever, last spring, you look at thinking our first game back versus Grundy Center, who, in my opinion, is the second best team we've played this year so far. Really, really good team. A team that could be playing in the state tournament in March. I mean, they got that level of talent, competitiveness. They got everything they need. So, tough matchup for us, 6'5", 6'4", big, strong, athletic, and play a lot of guys. So, I thought we played 2-3 zone. I thought we did a really good job on giving what they, making them shoot outside shots. And to their credit, they made a whole bunch of them. So, if you would have told me going in the game that they're only going to score 22 points in the paint compared to our 26, I'd have said we'd been in the ball game. But that's a really good team, and they're going to be playing a long time.
Yeah, you look at that team, and you look at especially a team that's coming off a state championship in football, and just that mindset. And I made note, and you looked at the gym. It's like you didn't see conference banners; you saw runner-up and championship banners in that from whatever sport it happened.
They've had an impressive run, a long time ago, and this last about 5 years have been really impressive. I think last year they were state soccer runner-up. They won golf, I think, and the track team is always good. So, they've been as good as anybody in our conference the last 4 or 5 years. And, the thing with them is their best player hadn't played the last 2 or 3 games before break. And Jalen Kirkpatrick, who's one of the best players in this area, came back and had 22 points for him last night. So if he's going for them, they're going to be a tough out for a lot of teams.
So I missed the last game before break that Luke and Jason had the privilege against Don Bosco, and I guess I just want to rewind to how the break before we ended, and then the night that Jack Miller put on a show for a lot of people. Coming out of that, you get the 5 days off or whatever it is. I guess talk through the adjustments. Talk through over break, going down to Benton Community for some scrimmage time.
Yeah, we ended very well, obviously, with Bosco. A rivalry game, right before a break. Great time to play that. Going into the game, we had watched him play Dunkerton. A kid from Dunkerton, Dylan Marquardt, had 34 points against him. I told Jack the night before, I said, I think you can get what you want tonight. And that's nothing against Don Bosco.
Until you had to stop him and pull him out.
Don Bosco was a good team. They've won 5-6 games already, got good talent. Jack was extremely dialed in. I mean, that was one of those performances we'll never, ever forget. Obviously, he had 50 last year at North Tama. This was a way different style game, but 48 with 5 dunks in a quarter. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
And the alley-oop,
I mean, it was incredible, and our guys did a really good job of getting the ball to him. And then he did. First of all, he started on the defensive end with him getting every tip ball, every loose ball to transition. Our guys did a good job throwing the ball to him, and it was an unbelievable night of basketball by him. And then into break-in, got our 5 days off, which is always good. I think it's important for us to take those 5 days. Came back on Thursday, had a couple good practices, and then went over to Benton Community, scrimmage Benton and GR actually. 2 teams that are obviously good. We actually played GR this year once already, but it was good. Worked some different rotations, different guys in and out. We're spending a lot of time on our 2-3 zone, some zone stuff. You probably see a little bit more from us the second half of the year. We played all 2-3 zone pretty much last night. So, we're still working through some things. We weren't overly healthy the first part of the year with injuries, illness still going around a little bit. Still trying to work through some things there, and hopefully tonight we play a little better than we did last night and got off to a better start. Yeah,
I made it down to the Benton Community scrimmage. I'd never been down to there, but talk about a format that you kind of get to try some things out.
Yeah, we so typically there's still usually 4 teams down there, and only 3 this year, which was fine. I usually go into those scrimmages with some preconceived things we're going to do and not really care who we're playing against, more things to work on. We spent some time on all kinds of stuff, had some different guys rotate.
Because they're running the clock, there's no scoreboard going, it's just try some things out.
Yeah, I can't keep score, I'm not calling timeout, and we're just rotating different lineups in and work on some things that we had worked on previously and see how it looks. So it's always a really good day to play. And plus, GR is a really good team, so it was even better to play them again a second time and do some things a little differently, even though we weren't keeping score. And then, Benton's a bigger school, a 3A school, play a good schedule, so their physicality and some things they did against us we hadn't seen yet this year. So always a good day. And then came back after that, a couple days off again, and then had a couple practices, and now we're rolling again.
Yeah, it's this time of year that you start seeing, some development along the line, and you've got a freshman too that you're kind of looking at, I think, to kind of see how Masteller's going to fit into some things.
Yeah, a kid that we've obviously has been in our program for a while. Watch him grow up, good skill level, and it's one of those times where kids start to make some moves. Even older kids are making moves and trying to get things where we need.
Because you've needed some height down low, which you don't necessarily have.
No, we don't have. We don't
on your varsity roster.
Exactly right. We don't have any height, very little. I mean, Madden Sly plays a 5 for us, and he's my height. Maybe a little taller. Nick Moore plays a 5, and he's 5'10". Yeah. So, that's playing a freshman sometimes is hard. There's a lot of things that got to go on, and like I said, Parker's done a good job in our program. We know who he is, and he's working hard along with other kids. Our JV had a nice win tonight against an Ackley team that actually had 3 varsity players playing in that game tonight.
Okay.
So 33 for them was a transfer back to Ackley. That's a varsity caliber player. Will be a good player. So it's a good win for our JV tonight.
Well, let's talk about what you expect to see in the varsity and from AWGSR coming in.
A program that has a lot of pride. They've had a lot of success over the years, kind of fallen some hard times here the last few years. Have a ton of respect for their head coach. I've known him for all my life. Basically, our parents were high school classmates and friends. He's working hard to get that program back going again. Has some guys returning off injury tonight that haven't played for a while. His best player, Niederhoff's a really good basketball player. So I know they're hungry to get a win. They haven't won a game in quite a while. I know they'll put their best foot forward tonight. They've been practicing all Christmas break for this game. So we had a game in between there, so they prepared for us for basically 2 weeks. So I expect them to come out and play hard and have their best effort tonight so far.
Yeah, just talk about that. You talk about a team coming in at 0-7, and their numbers aren't going to be, you got more depth than they do. I guess, just try not to predict anything, but from a coaching standpoint, there's some things you have to think through as the game's going on. When you maybe have a bigger margin of what do you do?
First of all, I told the guys in pregame today, or walkthrough, I said, our mentality's got to be right tonight. We got to come out with energy right from the start, set the tempo right from the start. These guys played South Hardin actually fairly well for 3 quarters. I don't know what the final score ended up, but it was a
68-43.
Yeah, it was a game for 3 quarters, and so we saw South Hardin here, and South Hardin's a good ball club. South Hardin almost beat Rolling Story before Christmas, who's a top 5 team in 2A. So In this league, it's hard to win, and we'll cross our bridge. It happens tonight, whatever the score ends up being. Hopefully we're on the victorious side of that. We can get some guys in the ball game, but like I said, it's hard to win in this league. Every single night's tough, and we got to be ready to go from the start.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight, and good luck. Next one comes around Wapsie Valley on Tuesday.
Is Luke on his A game tonight, or what? He's been messing names up?
Well, it's hard to tell. When you become an internet sensation along with Jack Miller,
That's true.
When you're making a call, like Anthony had to go ahead and put that montage together of dunks, and it's Luke grandstanding the whole time.
Luke's on it. Yeah, I forgot. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's that. So that's what I'm dealing with tonight.
He's probably dealing with his agent too, get a better NIL deal for him.
Yeah, hopefully they'll double what he gets right now.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Nate.
Head coach Joe Smines for Jesup boys basketball coach. Jesup girls right now trailing AWGSR by a score of 30-26. We'll return here in just about a minute on the J-Hawks Sports Network. All right, back on the Jayhawks Sports Network on Heartland Technology, or from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Klaber. Luke Baldwin will be the next voice you hear, other than people screaming in the background. Eric Clark on camera. Anthony Boss still trying to figure out what went wrong with his mixer as he's over there holding it in the fetal position. I think he'll probably be all right.
I think it was a flux capacitor failure of some sort.
I didn't think you could get that thing up to speed very well. That's probably what happened.
So, Jayhawks.
Back
Cougars,
at it. Jesup again coming in 8-2 on the season. Cougars 6-2. And there is Peyton Youngblood.
There you go, kid.
Hits a three off the get-go, brings it within a 5-point margin.
I tell you what, she has just really struggled from three-point range this year, and she is a heck of a shooter. But sometimes when you miss a few, that tends to snowball. And I was happy I believe she got. I think I saw her get one last night at Grundy, and there's one tonight. So that's good. Let's start a trend here, Peyton.
Yeah, we should talk at halftime of the boys' game with head coach Jordan Conrad, kind of find out what was said at halftime, but also I guess time will tell yet to see how much of a long-term impact that conversation or coaching had. But they usually seem to respond pretty well coming out of halftime with some adjustments.
And who actually knows what they say in there? I mean,
they could be in there eating marshmallows for all we know. Yeah,
I stand up here talking like I have some idea of what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. I truly don't have a clue. But thank goodness we have coaches on staff here that do. Except for Aaron Schutte, man, that guy doesn't know anything.
And you heard it right here on the Jayhawks Sports Network.
Truly a moron.
Yeah, 7:08, and you won't get canceled for that.
I should be getting a text anytime here.
And he's right there engaged, or at least he's going to be getting texts, and then it's all going to be coming back around.
He knows I'm kidding.
30-25, Jesup with a possession. First one's out of the gate with the score. It was 30-22 at halftime. Tied up at 14 after the first quarter as our first foul goes up on the board. Jesup will have the ball. That foul's going to be the second one against Smith. And Bolden gets that way up top. Dish out to Bain. No look out to Nesbitt. And there's Bolden. Takes a three, but a little extra step is going to send it the other way.
Oh, Shooty's on his way.
Oh, did you get acknowledged?
He's not getting up those stairs. I'm not worried.
Did you get some acknowledgement?
Yep. He said he's
Coming
on his
after
way
you.
up. He's coming up.
Well, he's got to get by Clark first. Wish that play. Clark may look at him, but he's got a job to do. He's got to keep that camera going.
By the way, Mom said that if you mind your P's and Q's in the upper patio, you may get something in your stocking next year, too. So.
Oh, I got to wait a whole year, huh?
Well, hey, man. It doesn't come easy. Took me, what am I now, 48? Took me 46 years to get my first bag of marbles.
Well, they just didn't exist very well when you were younger.
No. Speaking of fans watching outside of the gym, big shout out to Gretchen Mast, who's watching at home. Thanks for the kind words over the text machine.
She may or may not have been one that texted earlier going, "Are you guys on tonight?" There's no audio.
Well, and that was a fair question because at the time we were most definitely not on. Peyton Bowes drive.
That's going to get tripped up, and that will be a charge.
Yeah.
They were set down low. That will be Peyton Youngblood's.
Peyton a little surprised by the call, but
That'll be her first personal.
I'd have to see that again, but I truly thought they were set there.
Full court press coming on for Jesup, taking full advantage of it. Nesbitt gets it, tries to duck it into Youngblood, and the line is going to be the issue for Coop as she tries to save that, and it goes back the other way.
Like to see Nesbitt just go up with that, throwing it down to Youngblood underneath the hoop right there. You're kind of throwing it down into no man's land, especially for somebody like Youngblood that has a little height disadvantage compared to some of those bigs anyway. There's a nice take by
Nesbitt.
Nesbitt.
Fake left pass. Cooper goes to the hoop.
Here you go, Nesbitt. See, you can do it.
You can just see the confidence growing down there. 12 points now for her. 27-30. Jesup still in the trail. Easy free throw in. Nesbitt bobbles around, comes out. Under 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Next possession challenge will go towards AWGSR. Again, this year change with the way fouls are shot or what fouls affect the free throw. First team gets to 5, or not, I guess if you get to 5, your opponent gets to 5 fouls. That's when you get to go shoot 2. There's no more 1-and-1 as a bonus. It's automatically kind of that double bonus, and then it resets at the end of each quarter. I think I talked that around a lot of times, whether that made any sense.
Yeah, it made sense. I really wasn't listening to you, to be honest. But Mike, no, I'm kidding.
That's why I like when you drift off.
Mike Finger wants a timeout. Talk things over as we see the ball go out of bounds off the fingertips of one of his gals.
Nesbitt with 12 points, been averaging on the season not quite 9 points, shooting 46 from the field. And that quick 30-second timeout will send them back out, make some adjustments. That's good. Zach Knutsen's watching along with everybody else tonight.
Zach.
This is a trend that I see. Grace, I don't know you, but you said watching, and then everybody else started saying watching. That started happening a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Grace.
Okay. So Grandma Grace.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why
she's a sweetheart.
So Zach's poking fun at his grandmother, is what that is.
That would be Zach's MO for sure. You know, a lot of people don't like Zach. I think he's a decent guy.
Is Aaron Schutte one that doesn't like him? Is that what you're going to say next?
Nobody likes Aaron. Okay, I'm getting some some
I
nasty text
imagine,
messages.
I imagine just a lot of anger.
That's going to be Lippert hits the front end of the 2-shot foul. Jesup with 3 team fouls, Cougars with 2. Cougars is just much more easy to say than AWGSR.
It is.
So
There's a lot that goes into that.
I'm probably going to stick with Cougars from here on out if that's all right with everybody. Peyton Bowes,
That's a nice shot. Sees that go.
That's a beautiful shot. That was pull up, no thought, quick release. Steal by Youngblood. She's going to drag her foot there.
Step in there. So Jesup this week, the results or the Class 2A rankings came out yesterday. Jesup did drop out. They were 13th before the holidays. Moved out of that slot. Dyke New Hartford number 1 and 2A. Other teams of related connection. Grundy Center moved from 14 to 13. Appling and Parkersburg went from 15 to 14. Hitton is the team that came in to replace Jesup.
You know, there's obviously a lot of great basketball around the state, but in 2A right now it's Dyke New Hartford and everybody else. They're have to be the favorite to win it all.
Yeah, especially when it comes to girls sports, it's right in there. And I think
they're
we finally have the
stacked.
last set of Peterson twins coming through. So,
yep, they're seniors this year, and they've left a heck of a legacy at that school. But one thing about Dyke New Hartford is they just keep churning them out.
When we talked, Coach Smines and I talked at halftime about Grundy Center, and you talked about the physicality of the boys team. But I was over there last night for the JV game and caught a little bit of the girls game. But you look in the walls in that Grundy Center gym, and it's not conference banners. It's runner-up and state championship banners with all sorts of different sports.
Yeah, and they've had a ton of success over the years and just some really great athletes. And you saw it on the court last night. I mean, they've got some studs out there.
Nice takeaway by Nesbitt.
Job by Youngblood holding that up, finding her point guard, kick over to Nesbitt. She's going to hit the mid-range jumper.
That was just a reflex. She knew that ball was there, and then she went for it. That comes from the minutes that she's put on that hardwood.
Yeah, and that was just perfect basketball.
14 total now.
Great fast break by the Jayhawks.
Coop takes the 3, and Weber will chase that down, pull it in. The freshman playing with junior, actually a couple juniors and a senior out there. Just 3 juniors.
Weber gets a little better each time out.
Nesbitt looked at it. Oh, she should have taken it.
Hit it.
But she's still going to pull back on that one. Jesup again with that 1-point lead. And takes it out to Bolden, who will come in on that 3, and there's another extra step on the shot.
She's taking that little step to set herself up. When she watches this, she's going to see it, and she can correct that. That's an easily correctable thing.
Piper Smith coming in to sub for AWGSR.
Jordan's coaching her up on the sideline there.
3:09 to play, third quarter. Quick give and go, and there's Weber with it.
Yeah, that was, again, defense by Nesbitt. Nesbitt has done a nice job on both ends of the court here, especially in the second half. Nice feed inside to Emma Bowes. She's going to put it up. No good. We're going to have a foul. I think that's actually going to go against Caitlin Coop.
So that will take Coop to her second personal, the third team foul. Jesup already giving up the bonus shots at free throws with their 5 team. And
stop ball.
Emma Bowes really trying to figure out her place tonight, it seems.
Everywhere.
Side of the rim going good.
Everywhere is Emma's place. So Emma was really struggling with a ankle sprain. I went and watched a scrimmage over at East Buchanan a couple weeks ago. Well, it was over Christmas. I don't know how long ago it was, but she was really struggling to move at that. She seems to have pretty good mobility at this point. She's
baseline, Emma finds an assist over to Weber, off the board, no good. Tries to get her own rebound, but we're going to say possession, and it will be Cougars.
Love the fight by Emma Bowes there. Nice pass to Peyton Weber. Peyton Weber another year won't miss that shot. Olivia Nesbitt going to take a seat and be replaced by Emma Zabel.
Both teams in the bonus. Get the 2 shots here. And it's been really unusual games that we've seen, Luke, of how at this point, still having maybe 2.5, 3 minutes to go, that you've got these teams with bonus situation, and that could slow this third quarter down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a turnover on another travel.
Well, as you alluded to previously, with the rule change, I mean, you just get to 5 fouls now, and you're in that shooting situation. So, and that's where Jesup is.
Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter. 3 attempt, Lippert. Lippert has only 2 points. He's trying to build on that.
Weber gets that rebound. I'd like to see her keep that up in the air. She's tall enough that you bring that down, you just give the defense a chance to snag it out from your hands. Keep it up and get it to your point guard.
And Weber up to 6 points now. She's in the right place for that rebound. 3-point margin, turnaround, jumper up top from Cooper.
And that's where you want her shooting from. Jesup has really done a nice job, made some good adjustments at half. Cooper's not having.
And there's a takeaway from Lippert. Little stretch shot there, and Zabel now in the game pulls down the rebound, the freshman. 2 freshmen on the floor, Luke.
Couple nice stops here. Let's get another basket. It's going to be a foul.
2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior.
I believe that's going to go. Yeah, that foul is going to be on Piper Smith. Piper's first foul of the night. That's 5 team fouls for the Cougars. So shooting from here on out in this quarter. I didn't mean to overlook your comment about two freshmen on the court, 2 sophomores, and 1 junior. That's impressive for the Jayhawks.
I figured you'd acknowledge it eventually.
Yeah.
But you just didn't want to discount anything I had to say.
No, I never would. Absolutely.
You might talk about it. You might talk about it later on. Can you believe you said that?
Good defense, Jaden. I keep wanting to call her Jada.
Piper Smith fights through it.
We may just have to talk to her parents about changing her name to Jada.
Or just name them all Peyton.
Good. Nice defense by Emma Zabel under there. Making things hard on Cooper. Cooper noticeably frustrated, which that's what you're trying to do as a defender.
Bolden and Youngblood back in the game as Emma Bowes will come to the sideline along with Jaden Bowes. We'll dish out to Bolden. Hard to get a hold of that one, and it's still going to be clean. Peyton Youngblood fights back with it, trying to get that across midcourt. We'll dish off to Youngblood. Finds Zabel. Weber backing it in. Trying to find an opportunity. Dish off to Zabel. Hits the iron.
She had it there. Nice move by Zabel.
Under 14 to go. Shot clock is off.
For our Cougar fans, just so you know who you've got on the court, you've got Caitlin Coop, Piper Smith, Ava Olson, Trevin Smith, and Josie Cooper. So 4 starters with the exception of Karis Lippert, and Piper Smith is in for her as we head into this fourth quarter, Nate.
Yeah, they have fought back. Cougars did have an opportunity, a couple opportunities in the last 4 or 5 seconds, put some shots up, but they only, believe this or not, Luke, they held the Cougars to 3 points.
I do believe that. Coach Conrad and his staff made some great adjustments at half.
specifically with Josie Cooper, but I also think they came out with a little bit more fire, and we talk about that a lot, you know. I will say one thing I've noticed with this year's girls and boys squad, it's noticeable when they come out flat, when they're not coming out with that sense of urgency and aggressiveness that we all know they're capable of. And it's a completely different ball game, and typically not in our favor. We saw it in the 2 losses for the girls, and we saw it in all of the losses for the boys. I don't know what they've got this year, but the girls that come out second half wanting to play some basketball, playing like winners, and that's resulted in a 5-point lead with 8 minutes to play.
Jesup wrestling on the road, Maquoketa Valley tomorrow, as they will push through, and we actually get to see wrestling twice next week on Tuesday, Thursday, right here on the J-Hawks Sports Network. As AWGSR and Cooper gets that going, she was at 25 and has been in a drought since that second quarter, as she now goes to 27 and a chance to tack onto that.
And that's really not what you want coming out of it's exactly what Coach Finger wants coming out of a break like that, but not what you want if you're a Jayhawk.
Game still will within
Youngblood, get in there,
reach, and that big shot doesn't go. Again, Jesup outscoring the Cougars by a 16-3 margin in that third quarter to play catch up from that 30-22 deficit. But it's still a tight game and it could go any direction. Looking at a deep shot, pull back on that is Olsen. Dish in, they're going to continue to fight as Cooper continues to want to push that in, and she will draw the foul, go to the free throw line. And I anticipate we're going to see these bonus lights go on relatively quick this quarter, the way it's going.
Yeah, that was just kind of a heave by Cooper, and we bailed her out on that by fouling her. She will miss the first one.
Zabel does have 3 personal fouls with Jesup's 3 team fouls.
So the Cougars back to their starting lineup: Lippert, Coop, Olsen, Smith, and Cooper. The Jayhawks with Weber, Bolden, Youngblood, Peyton Bowes, and Zabel. Nice pass inside.
Youngblood. Weber has to force it up, gets her on board, off the iron, and rolls in.
That was a great feed. First of all, Zabel to Youngblood, and then Youngblood with a little dump to Weber.
Nice block mid-court with Bolden, and she will be fouled.
She's lucky to get her hands up there. That would have went right off my nose, I guarantee it.
Well, your nose.
My nose is big. They used to call me Stone Hands back in the day, Nate.
Which has nothing to do with your nose.
Don't throw it to Stone Hands.
But that has nothing to do with your nose.
No, you're right.
Oh, they're going to say Stone Nose or something like that.
Get in there.
There's Bolden right towards it, right side, and that will bring her to a total of 7 tonight. Under 7 minutes to play in this game. Jesup boys will play the Cougars following this. A new link and a new post on YouTube and Facebook.
Just some ticky-tack fouls, but man, very tight. So that's Zabel's fourth personal. She's going to head to the bench. Nesbitt back into the game. We're going to see Coop come back into the game to replace Smith.
Ball gets loose. Cougars have it.
Don't let them get that entry pass. Got to box Cooper out if you want any chance of. Wow, nice interception by Cooper.
Yeah, it's eliminating these turnovers that's hurting Jesup right now. Yeah, they get that 4-point lead, and Cougars going to the free throw line. That they now are in that double bonus, or the bonus, I guess we can call it. The only way to call it now.
Yep. Coop shooting 2. Long left side, long and left.
30 points for Cooper for AGWSR, 14 for Olivia Nesbitt. Those are your leaders.
Emma Bowes, Sage Bain into the game as Adriana Bolden and Peyton Weber head to the bench. We do see Coop get the second. We've got
some challenges.
We've got some parents that are
disagreeing, and I think the official wants them to step aside and exit the gymnasium. There's a question on the call, so I was just looking to see going willingly.
That's unfortunate.
So a little challenge on the sideline now, or out in the bleachers based on a call. Jesup is up 42-39. And back at it here. Emma Bowes will have the inbound as we'll see the team come up to try and help get this ball back into the offensive play. And there is some challenge defensively from AGWSR. Nesbitt looking for the opportunity. Youngblood, a left-handed dribble, back out to Nesbitt, looking baseline, trying to get by Cooper. Forces it over to Bain. She comes out to grab that.
Drive that.
And really hard to find an opening.
Yeah, Nesbitt's got to take that, man. It's there.
Whistle.
Be a foul. They're good.
Looking to see that.
They called that on Youngblood. I'm not so sure that wasn't on Emma Bowes. They were both there. They probably got it right.
Back at the free throw line is Coop. She only has 1 point tonight, and that was from an early free throw. And she was just in there not too long ago and missed a free throw.
Jayhawks got to start playing cleaner basketball here. With you're sending them to the line every time, and then if you don't get that rebound, we're just going to give them way too many opportunities.
Emma Bowes was on a fast track. She pulls that back. Now Peyton trying to get some offensive leadership going up top, trying to see where she can get her team to go. And AWSR look really doing a good job of keeping them out beyond that arch.
Defending really well.
Missed shot from Youngblood. Response to Emma, loses the handle. Bain's going to come in at it.
Nice job by Bain by getting herself on the ground there and maintaining possession of that ball.
Will be Jessup's ball. As Peyton Bowes will inbound far side. See Jay sporting vertical stripes or vertical stripes tonight over the far side.
Peyton Bowes no good on the three.
5-minute mark, tight game. Really trying to keep that pressure and work that clock. Some defense again from this girls team for Jesup. Bain, Youngblood, Peyton Bowes, Olivia Nesbitt, Emma Bowes in there right now. Turn in the lane, and Cooper will drop another one. Take her to 32.
Help her out. Go. Go. You got to get that ball across.
There's a shot from Youngblood.
There
That's
you
what
go.
was needed. Right there on the baseline.
Big time shot for Youngblood, big time shot for the team.
Confident that one going in. Take her to 5 points.
Now get a stop here, ladies.
Backboard high up. Cooper pulls down the rebound, and it's just organized chaos, I think, under that basket as Bain will scoop that up and put the Jesup offense back into movement.
I'm not even sure that's considered organized.
There's thoughts of organization.
Youngblood.
Oh, right. I thought she was going to baby bank that one in. There's Peyton Bowes. She was determined to make that one go.
All right, get another stop on the press here.
Peyton Bowes averaging 14 points through the season.
There you go.
Nesbitt, right place, right time. Bring that across the timeline. 3:29 to go. Go to Bain.
My God, that was a beautiful pass by Nesbitt, and that's an and one.
That is her first point of the night.
You got to reward Sage Bain with a foul on that. If you're going to give them on the other end of the court, you got to give her one right there.
7 players have scored for the Jayhawks tonight, including we got 10 bench points with Peyton Weber and Emma Bowes coming in, and there's some energy going on down there.
Yeah, man.
There's some excitement.
They're fighting. Both teams are battling. This is a great game. Jayhawks stretched it out to a 7-point lead here, but as we've seen previously, that lead can disappear in a hurry.
48 to
I shouldn't say
41.
That's not going to happen, right?
Well, yeah, your prognostication has been.
That's why we play the game, right?
Been relatively decent so far. So, yeah, we had a little energy when there's some challenges on the floor and or actually in the stands, and I think that maybe lulled the team a little bit, but they fought back. When you start getting some shots going that maybe you don't expect to go, and it continues to happen, there's some confidence seem to be built there, and we'll see how they can finish the last part of this game.
Yep.
Jesup's next game is going to be at Wapsie Valley on Tuesday, and then Friday with Olwine.
Little kid running on the far side there ran right out of his flip-flop.
It's like Peyton Weber's little brother. If that's who that is, looks like. 3:15 to go. Oh, boy. Going to get tries to have Emma Bowes take away that, or actually Jaden Bowes. That will bring to the free throw line Olsen, Ava Olsen.
You just got to be real confident you're going to get that steal.
6-foot senior. Hits the rim.
She's a 6-footer, huh?
She's a 6-footer.
I would not have guessed that, but she is pretty tall and lanky. That's got to be I think if that shot didn't go in, that was going to be a lane violation. Ooh.
Jesup, last 3 minutes here. Probably going to slow some things down a little bit. Peyton dished it out to her sister, Jaden. Now Olivia Nesbitt looking for the opportunity. Sage Bain playing the role that keeps her in there as far as where she can get that ball, where it needs to go, and now she's trying to get it to go on that hoop. But nice come in by Emma Bowes trying to put some pressure on defense.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
And whistle from the sideline.
Thank goodness for the backcourt ref calling that obvious foul. I don't know how the gentleman on the baseline didn't see that.
Yeah, talk through that, Luke, what you saw on that.
Well, Jaden was clearly going to intercept that pass inbounds, and the defensive gal, I don't know who it was at this point, came up and basically ran straight into her, knocked her over. That's a foul, easy foul any day of the week, so I'm not sure why that wasn't consensus by the refs, but that's all right. They got it done. It's hard to be a ref, right?
Well, we need more of them.
Yep.
You know, there's definitely a lot of people
and truly
that know more than the refs.
Yeah.
So grab a whistle
and
let's go.
As we see all too often. But there's 3 of them, and they got it right, so I should shut my mouth.
This is the first game back out of break for AWGSR as they closed out the 23 part of the campaign to Dyke New Hartford 62-27.
Nice pass. Good job. There you go, Nesbitt. Go to the line, get yourself another one.
Cooper's second foul, and try and get AWGSR a little closer to get Jesup in that bonus.
Beautiful bounce pass by Sage Bain. That's exactly what that play is set up to do. You usually have about 3 options, and that's option number 1. They took it.
17 points now for Nesbitt, leading Jesup. Peyton back over to Nesbitt. Yeah, there's been a few of those tonight that she should have pulled that trigger on. And now she'll duck down low to Bain. Nesbitt, there it is.
I mean, that's why you shoot the darn thing, Nesbitt.
19. More pressure trying to get that ball. Emma Bowes flying for it. Whistle.
I think they're going to tag Jaden Bowes on that one. They will. That's going to be Jaden's third personal. Team, who knows how many. A lot.
2:05 is where we're at, and depending how disciplined Jesup can be here in the last 2:05, and AWGSR in that bonus, hopefully free throws aren't going to be the
deciding factor.
Yeah, tighten this thing up.
Lippert trying to make the second, missing the first, and she will.
Lippert, that'll be her third point tonight.
Stay off that.
And back as Piper Smith will get some bench points for the Cougars. Take her now to 2.
There you go.
And Peyton Weber looking down floor, sees Peyton Weber. But she's going to try and take it on her own in the paint, 10 feet out. Lands in Bolden's hands, and she will put it in.
Bolden should have been the one to get that point from the beginning. She was wide open down there. Bowes just missed her, but she created her own by getting the rebound. Now the steal.
Double numbers for Peyton, actually for Adriana Bolden.
Good find, Sage Bain.
Take her to 12 and draw the foul.
Sage Bain, man. I don't know how many assists she's had tonight, but she's just making some great feeds. And Sage
she's
Bain
got that presence. She was up beyond the arch when she forced that in.
Sage Bain is an outstanding kid in general.
Got it for dad was that good, though.
Yeah, it's another guy. Nobody likes him.
You're going to hurt his brand. Outside left side, Nesbitt can't get it to go off the box. 1:19 to go.
I love how Nesbitt's not afraid to use that bank board. She's got a little old school in her, which I love.
Nice force up in there. Foul. Nesbitt was holding her own, and they were keeping those long arms up.
That was a foul. She dropped the hammer. Clean or not, they're always going to call it.
You know, she's one. She had those 2 fouls she had early on, and then she's really been disciplined here the rest of the game. That's the first one she's had since then.
She's had a great game, especially as you kind of alluded to there in the second half.
Lippert at the free throw line. Both teams are in the bonus. So we could draw this out a little bit.
Lippert's trying to get her own player in the lane there. That was the longest setup for a free throw I think I've ever seen.
But a good-looking shot nonetheless.
Yep. So Jesup leads 57-46, as you can obviously tell by the scoreboard in the corner of your screen. But, man, it's been a heck of a game here tonight, Nate. Frankly, closer than I expected, and I feel like that could be taken as a knock against AWGSR. I don't mean it that way at all. I just thought Jesup coming off a couple losses, they'd really be fired up and maybe put it to them. But half, at the end of the first quarter, we were tied up 14. At half, what were we at half? You probably have it there.
22-30. Actually, 30-22 AWGSR.
AWGSR, and then we beat them, 13-3 or 16-3 in the third?
16-3 in that third quarter, and you're sitting right now, as I do some quick math, take my shoes off, 19-15.
19-15. So outside of that third quarter, it's been a darn close game. Well, actually, outside of the second and third, the Cougars really kind of put the screws to us in the second quarter.
Jesup boys wait in the wings as they will face the Cougars here. Whole nother link set up on Facebook and our YouTube channel as well.
Cougars into that full court press.
A little knock away by Piper Smith. Bain chased that one down, under a minute now. And a whistle. Going to come back. Did you get what that was?
I think they called a foul on the Cougars. No? I have no idea what that call was. potentially over and back?
Well, Coach Conrad's still having a conversation about it with
I'd have to go to the tape. I don't know.
The official. At this point, it doesn't really matter, or shouldn't really matter, as Jesup's got that 11-point margin, and Peyton Bowes still getting after it. Sees challenge from Olsen, but that will send her to the free throw line.
It's a nice strong take by Bowes, draws the hard foul. Adriana Bolden there to pick her teammate up off the ground. Let's get a couple here, Peyton.
That's the second personal for Olsen. And Peyton Bowes drops that free throw in.
It's a nice response for the girls in two ways here tonight. One, coming off the two losses. That's two losses. That the stress and weight of that can get heavy pretty quick, and so for them to shed that here tonight is a big deal. But also to be able to fight back from that halftime deficit, and then just they've had to battle the whole way here. I mean, both teams. It's going to be a good win for the Jayhawks, assuming that we hold on for this final 34.7.
Free throw up.
I'd like to see us not fouling here with a what was a 14-point lead. Make them earn it rather than giving them freebies.
We're watching it there. Left side, 27 seconds. Looking for the big shot. Gets the board. Nesbitt gets it, and it's taken away down low. Cougars hanging on to it, and they keep attacking on those rebounds. And we're going to see jump possession. It will be towards the Cougars. 13 seconds to go.
Cougars just pad their staff with about 12 rebounds on one possession there, I think. Jesup's got a box a girl out.
Cooper comes back in. She's got 32 points. Deep three. And Jesup.
That's going to be offensive.
Wow. They're going to go jump ball again. It will be Jesup. Not offensive.
I'm not going to lie. That was a terrible call. That was absolutely an offensive foul on Sage.
Maybe that official's ready for a break. And we will see it come to a close. 58-47 is our final score. Jesup winning tonight. Olivia Nesbitt, Luke, quite a game. 19 points, 12 points for Adriana Bolden, and also 11 points for Peyton Bowes. Those are your leaders. On the other side, Cooper. She ends up tonight, I believe, final for her was 32 points. Jesup will go to 9-2 overall in the season. Remain at 2-0 in conference play as we're in the East. AWGSR goes to 6-3. They will maintain 3-0 as they're in the West of the Nickel. Final thoughts on this one?
I think my favorite stats of tonight were, you mentioned Peyton Bowes had 11 points. Peyton's almost always our leading scorer. Doesn't always get the help from her team. Tonight you had Nesbitt with, what'd you have her at?
Nesbitt at 19.
19, and then Bolden at 12. That's what we need out of this team moving forward is scoring from more people consistently than just one. So great win for the Jayhawks. Good to see them get back on track, and hopefully we can continue down that path.
All right, boys game coming up next here on the Jayhawks Sports Network. As for Luke Baldwin, our on-site producer Anthony Baugh, and camera operator Eric Clark, I'm Nate Clayberg from the upper patio here in Jesup South Gym. Final score, girls winning tonight 58-47 over the Cougars of AWGSR. You can check this game again on replay on our Facebook page as well as on our YouTube channel. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology, music courtesy bensound.com. Go Jayhawks, and good evening.